to hurt myself with these branches over here. What is going on, guys? Stephen Reyes here, and today I wanted to test out 3 setups because I'm hanging out at somebody's house, family friend of ours, who has a, there we go, that's better, who has a G7X, and I wanted to test it out and kind of compare the images that the G7X has, my M50, and also my iPhone 6S that I have with me, that I sometimes tend to take a couple pictures on or use as a bead cam and stuff like that. So what you're seeing now is basically my setup that I always have, which is the M50 with my Rode Video Micro and my ND filter, which I'll talk about soon, and also my Joby Gorilla Pod and my 11-22, which you guys have heard me speak about previously. This is the wide angle lens, which gives me the field of view that I currently have. So this is my current setup, and I am going to be switching over to the, let's go for the G7X so you guys can get an idea of what that looks like in comparison to this one. Let's go. So as I was editing this video, I realized that I had not recorded the audio as I thought I had recorded it. I did not record it on the Boya mic. So there was a couple of things that I wanted to say as well, and I forgot. So I'm gonna let you guys know right now. So another reason, you heard me talking about how the image felt closer, and the reason why it felt closer was because there was a 1-inch sensor, not a 1.6 crop, which is what I currently have on my Canon M50. So the 8.8 felt closer than what my 11mm feels like on my M50. So that was the reason why everything just felt so much closer than it does in my 11mm. Now let's get back to the video. Ignore everything that I said about having the mic on and all of that other stuff. Now you guys know that the mic was not on, but you get to hear what the audio straight out of the M50 sounds like with a little bit of correction. So let me know what you guys think. Back to the video. Alright, so here we are with the other camera, which is the G7X, and right off the bat I can already tell why people absolutely love this camera. Now what I will tell you is right now the audio that you're hearing is not on the camera. I have this mic right here, the Boya mic that I have connected to my phone, and that's recording the audio. But right off the bat I can tell you one thing that I absolutely love is how low the aperture goes. Right now I have it set to 1.8, so the background is a lot more blurry than it typically would be when I'm using my camera, just because the lowest aperture that I have on my camera, which is the M50, is a 4.0. And as far as that goes, that's definitely a huge plus, because you're able to get that separation with the background and the person who's speaking into the camera. Now, as a lot of you already know, as a lot of you have already seen, everybody loves this camera but hates the fact that there is no external audio jack. I'm working on something so I can figure out to see if I can put some external audio, but as far as anything else, if you are willing to walk around with your phone or an external audio source and just, you know, snap and make sure that the audio is on check and record audio with another device, then you're going to be totally fine. You're going to be running great. What I don't like is the fact that the autofocus is a little bit slow. There we go. Now I'm in focus, but as I'm moving around, it doesn't stick to my face as quick as the autofocus on my camera goes, and it seems to kind of disappear every once in a while as I'm walking, which is something that I don't have to deal with my camera. Another thing that is a little bit weird about this camera is that with the Joby Gorilla Pod, which is what I typically have on me, in order for you to be able to switch the memory card or switch the battery, you have to take everything off. With my setup with the M50, all I have to do is take it off of, I can leave it on the mount, but remove the bottom part of the Gorilla Pod and be able to take the battery and the memory card out and be able to change anything if I needed to. So that's an awesome thing. Right now the settings that I currently have on this camera are the neutral color profile, which is the one that I have on my camera, the M50, and I have the sharpness and I have the contrast all the way down and that's the picture that you're getting now. And I made sure that for this camera I had the same settings for it, so now you guys have an idea of what you'd be getting with this camera right now. Like I said, it's zoomed all the way out, but for some reason it doesn't feel like it's getting as wide as mine is. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna have to check the settings to see if there's something. And I also have the ND filter on because since I'm outside, I didn't want the brights to be completely blown out. So now what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be switching to the iPhone 6S, and I'm just going to be running with that one. Unfortunately, I can't see myself, but I'm going to try my best to keep myself on video on the camera. And the way that I'm going to have it set up is I'm not going to have it set up with this mic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have it set up with my other mic, which is my Rode Video Micro. So I'll see you guys with that one, alright? So before doing this video, something that I didn't notice, let's see here. Something that I didn't notice was that I didn't have the servo autofocus on tracking, which is on one shot, but I'm going to be walking around, moving around, just so you guys can get an idea of what that's like. And I feel like it has the box on my face, so it should have better focus, and it should be able to separate me a little bit better from the background, therefore being able to give me a better picture. So now, instead of having the autofocus that it used to have, I put it on the tracking autofocus to see if that gets my face better and keeps me locked on there. And that's the picture that you guys are getting with the G7X. Unfortunately, even though it's an 8.8, I feel like I'm not able to get as wide of a picture, and I'm not able to get the field of view that I typically get with my camera, the M50. So now I'm going to be switching, like I told you before. Sorry, I was checking on the settings. I'm going to be switching over to the iPhone and show you guys what picture you get with that. Unfortunately, I am shooting with an app that doesn't really let me manage too much of the settings, so I'm just going to give you guys what comes out of the phone straight, and that way you guys can get an idea of what you'd be getting with pretty much any iPhone, because they're all going to have the same camera. So anything from, I believe, the 6S all the way to the 7, all the way to the X is still all going to give you pretty much the same camera. They're all 12 megapixel cameras with pretty much the same aperture all around. So I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. Alright, so for this test, this is the iPhone 6S, and the unfortunate situation with this one is the fact that it does not have a screen that you're able to see while you're recording. While it records really good, it's really tough. But I found that if I'm looking straight at the camera, for the most part, I know that I'm good and I'm in frame. So I always try to just keep my eye on the camera while I'm recording. Typically, for this test, I ended up having to take the dead cat off of the Rode Video Micro, because when you're recording with this, because of the way that the camera is and it being so close to the camera, you kind of just pretty much get the dead cat kind of going into there. So if you hear a little bit of wind, that's probably why, but this is what it's going to sound like. This is what it's going to look like on the iPhone 6S. If you're vlogging, it's great because it does, well, not this one specifically, but other iPhones do have image stabilization, and the app that I'm using right now does have a little bit of image stabilization, so that helps when you're doing things like vlogs and whatnot. But I have the adapter on this on the phone, so I'm able to run it pretty much the same way. It serves well if I'm like just in need of something quick and I'm just trying to like grab and go. If I happen to not have my camera and I'm trying to get some footage, this helps a lot because I'm able to just like take it and just move with it. So for the last video, I thought I had the why is it always windy every time I'm making a video? Anyways, for the last one, I had the what's it called? I thought I had the Boya mic on, but I did not have the Boya mic on. So the audio that you guys got from that that clip with the G7X. Unfortunately, it's just going to be the audio straight off of the camera, which is going to be kind of unfortunate because from a lot of people I've heard that it kind of sucks. But I'll do my best to work with it and try to edit it, and maybe if I'm able to edit it to the point where it's bearable, then maybe I'll throw it in a vlog, and instead of using my M50, I can use the G7X, although I didn't necessarily love how the lack of width that I got from it. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Finishing this video off with the 6S. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any suggestions or any questions or any gear that you guys are wondering about, leave them in the comments below. I want to get into doing a lot more reviews, and I want to show you just hands-on things. So if you guys haven't already, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.